director-creditor duty, what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is a duty that directors owe when they're running a company to creditors when a company is insolvent, and if not insolvent, that it's on the potential brink or is at real rather than the remote risk of insolvency. Now, ultimately, in the normal scheme of things, if you're running a company and the company is profitable and then there's no risk of insolvency, then ultimately the interests of creditors do not intrude and outflank the interests of the members or the shareholders. The members and shareholders, same thing. What, however, changes is that when a company has a risk of insolvency, it is a requirement that the directors take into account the interests of creditors. And if a company is actually insolvent, then basically the interests of creditors intrude to such an extent that they can almost completely outflank the interests of the shareholders. And this is to prevent the creditors suffering further losses that they may inevitably perhaps suffer as a consequence of a company going into some form of insolvency procedure, such as insolvent liquidation, for instance. And this was all confirmed after a series of court actions known as the Sequana judgment, which was essentially the whole thing was drawn to a close when it went to the highest court of the land in the Supreme Court. Questions, queries, concerns, give us a shout. We know Insolvency Insight.